I was reasonably fit and healthy person, did most sports, didn't really excel at any of them, but I'm busy keeping fit, busy mum, had my own business, just tried to juggle everything that life could throw at us. I'd been fairly poorly with a bad cough for about 2 weeks. Again, you're busy and you don't have time probably to look after yourself, but I did just think it was a cough. It was my mum, my friends all said, you need to go up to NHS 24 and get seen to. So I went there a little reluctantly probably, but I went there, but I knew I was feeling quite poorly at that point, but again, never thought anything sinister. By the time I walked into NHS 24, the doctor saw me immediately and immediately I collapsed. Yes, it was explained to me that I had gone into a coma, slipped into a coma, and my body was fighting some pretty bad infection and my organs were starting to shut down. A few hours later, literally just a few hours, family were told this was really bad and worrying. My older brother had told my younger brother to get on a plane from Dubai without trying to panic him too much. He'd said, you need to be here. And I was told they kept me alive for him arriving. Meanwhile, my parents were driving frantically up from Devon, where they'd been on holiday, and a lot of friends round about me as well, all being told that I probably wasn't going to make it.
And I got a message to say, Corinne in the hospital, pneumonia, don't worry, words to that effect. I went back to the house and got another message to say, it's not looking good, renal failure. And at that point you Google everything. And none of it was good that I was reading. And of course people round about you are trying to tell you that, you know, don't worry, everything's fine. And I knew it wasn't fine. So I jumped in the car and went to the hospital. My mum was there on her own. And I took one look at her, Corinne, not my mum. I knew it wasn't fine. She was hooked up to everything. There was wires and cables and beeps and lots of people looking concerned.
At the 11th hour, someone had thought and spoken to the ECMO unit in Leicester Hospital and heard that they were able to cope with illnesses such as this. And with a lot of criteria checks, they decided they would come and get me. And they flew from Leicester to Glasgow in an air ambulance. And they arrived, it was described by my family as the knights in shining armour arrived, a big team of them wheeling their trolley, their mobile unit. So they got me down to Leicester. And again, family and friends all formed down there. I spent the next week and a half with them fighting to save my life. This ECMO unit's, it's like a massive bypass unit where it takes the blood from you, detoxifies it, cools it, puts it all back in again. And it saved my life. Well, I spent 6 weeks fighting back to health. And at that point, they felt I was fit enough to address the issue of my hands. I was moved from the RAH in Paisley to the Glasgow Royal. And I thought they were going to do tests and treatments and things to work out what parts of my hands and feet they could save. We knew they were black, they were bent and solid. My fingers were like claws. And I could, it was quite disgusting, but I could bite them and they were hard and it clinked, if you like, just to bite your fingers. And this consultant had taken the lead to say, now what's going to happen with Mrs. Hutton is she's going to lose her feet and her hands. And it was that blunt with all these doctors. I didn't have any of my own around me, no family, wasn't expecting to be told anything quite so early in the day. But it seemed to me at that point the decision had been made. and things took quite a turn thereafter where obviously I panicked and got help, got the family there very quickly. And we spent the next 3 days fighting for second opinions, third opinions, more opinions, anybody who disagreed, anybody who could find something different. One of the first memories I've got of after being told was that I would never wear a flip-flop again, oddly. But yeah, you do think of things like walking in the sand or walking into the sea, you know, things you probably don't even know you valued.
She will inspire people. She'll change their lives. And it doesn't need to be about losing your legs or losing your hands. It can be, all of us have our own worries. All of us have our own problems and our things that we get emotional about. It's just having a look at somebody dealing with them and being inspired to just do that a little bit more. And if you change your life by 1 percentage point over 20 years takes you to a completely different place. And it's really only in the last kind of 3 months or so that we've started to see the progress back, and we're fortunate that Corinne's a pretty strong character. She doesn't have a whole lot of psychological damage from this. She'll fool you by sitting greeting as you're filming her kind of thing, but she actually isn't like that. She is a person that goes forward. We don't really use the rear view mirror very much, we use the windscreen. And that's very much been the mantra as we've tried to sort this out. There's no point looking back the way. There's absolutely no point.
The reason to get up in the morning is Rory. You have a young son who's taking everything in stride and he needs a normal mum. He needs to know that his mum's there and can make decisions for him and can do things for him and with him. So definitely the biggest inspiration is Rory. But I very often think about my family standing around the bed fighting for me. So if ever I feel a wee bit weak or pathetic, then, excuse me, then probably the reason I'm getting better is because I know what they went through and it has to be worth it. That even with the results that I have and the disabilities that were handed to me, I don't need to be disabled. I'm very able, I'm very capable, and I'm believing people who told me that I can do anything I want to do. If I want it enough, then yes, I can do things. And everybody else can do things themselves as well if they want to enough. Find your own feet.
And ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.